We all know the secret to a lower score is a razor-sharp short game. But here's the big question. Does that sharp short game have to come with a really sharp price tag? Today, we're taking a close look at the Rife SCS Wedge to find out. Let's see if you can actually get great performance without emptying your wallet. So here's how we're gonna break it down. First, we'll talk about the problem this wedge is trying to solve. Then we'll dive into first impressions, the looks and feel. After that, we'll see how it actually performs on the course, have a little reality check about spin, and then wrap it all up with the final verdict on who this club is really for. Okay, let's set the stage here. It's no secret that the short game is where you save strokes, but man, the cost of top-tier, tour-level equipment can be a huge hurdle for a lot of players. And that really is the million-dollar question for so many of us, isn't it? We all want that confidence, that precision you get from a great wedge. But then you see the price tag on some of those high-end clubs, and it makes you pause. Well, this is the exact spot where the Rife SCS1 comes into the picture. So, what's the first thing you notice? The looks and the feel. And let's be honest, when you're shopping for a value club, aesthetics are usually the first thing to go. But right away, you can tell the SCS1 is playing a different game. I mean, just look at it. Right out of the box, this thing has a sleek, modern look that you just do not expect from a budget-friendly club. It honestly looks like it should cost way more than it does, which immediately kind of shatters your expectations. So what's the secret sauce here? Well, it's a few really smart design choices. You've got that clean, modern look, but it's paired with a really practical anti-glare finish, which is a huge help on a sunny day. It has that classic, traditional shape that just feels right when you set it down. And pay attention to that low-sitting sole. That's not just for looks, it's a serious confidence builder. Yeah, that classic look when you're standing over the ball, that's not an accident. It's designed to make you feel good. That low-sitting sole gives you the visual cue that you can slide the club right under the ball. And for any golfer who's ever dreaded hitting a chip shot fat, well, that's a massive mental boost. All right, so it definitely looks the part. But how does it actually play? Let's get out on the course, because that's where you find out what a club is really made of. If there's one word to describe the Rife SCS1, it's this: forgiveness. That is its mission, plain and simple. For beginners, for higher handicap players, this is everything. It means when you don't catch it perfectly pure, the club has your back. You're gonna get much more consistent distance and a better trajectory, even on your mishits. And what about the feel? A lot of value clubs can feel really harsh or, clicky. There's no substance. But the SCS1 gives you what the source material perfectly describes as a decent, satisfying thud. And that feedback, that feeling of connection with the ball is so, so important. It's this predictable feedback that translates directly into confidence, especially on those tricky little shots around the green. When you know how the ball is going to feel coming off the face, you can actually commit to your chips and pitches instead of being tentative. So where does this club really earn its keep? Well, it's a beast at the bread and butter shots that shave strokes off your score. Getting out of greenside bunkers feels way less scary. Those simple little bump and runs become almost automatic. And for those basic pitch shots from, say, 50 to 80 yards, it's just super reliable. Its main job is to keep you in the game, even when you're not perfect. Okay, but now it's time for a little reality check. With any product that's focused on value, there's always a trade-off. There has to be, right? For the SCS1, that trade-off comes down to one thing: spin. So here's the deal. A premium tour-level wedge is built to generate insane amounts of spin. Those aggressive one-hop-and-stop shots the pros hit. The Rife SCS1, on the other hand, gives you adequate spin. The ball will absolutely check up and stop pretty quickly, but you're just not going to get that zipping, pro-level pinpoint control. But we really have to put that in perspective. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. For the huge majority of us playing on the weekend, the goal isn't to spin the ball back 10 feet. The goal is to get the ball on the green and keep it there. And for that job, adequate spin is more than enough. Okay, so let's tie this all together. We've seen how it looks, we know how it performs, and we understand the limitations. So the big question is, should you actually put this wedge in your golf bag? Look, for a few specific golfers, this club is an absolute home run. If you're a beginner, that forgiving, confidence-boosting design is a total game changer. If you're a more casual golfer who just wants a simple, easy-to-hit upgrade, this is perfect. And of course, for any golfer on a budget, the performance you get for this price is, well, it's just incredible. But let's flip that coin, because this wedge is definitely not for everyone. If you're a skilled, low-handicap player who needs maximum spin to fire at tight pins, you're gonna feel held back. And if you're a player who demands absolute shot-after-shot consistency in flight and spin, you're gonna wanna look at the more premium tour-style models. And that really is the bottom line. The Rife SCS1 isn't trying to be a tour wedge that costs less. It knows exactly what it is. It's a smart, practical, super forgiving club. It knows its lane, and for the player it was designed for, it absolutely dominates in that lane. And so that leaves you with one last question to ask yourself about your own game. What's more important? Chasing that extra little bit of tour-level spin performance for a premium price? Or is embracing smart value that gives you the forgiveness and consistency you actually need to score better the smarter play? The right answer? Well, it's all about what works for you.